Put some jazz hands on y'all. Good morning this morning. How are you? Merry morning to everybody, man. It is another edition of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. So excited to see you all, man. Thank y'all for being here. This is your first time hearing this. You are about to experience something so cold, man. If you are a return viewer, man, thank you for returning in, man. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate it. But we're gonna try to have a great show today, man. That's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna push to have a great show, man, and we'll see where I end up. We will see exactly where I end up. Today is Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. All the days are starting to run together. Is it and they're just like they're just doing this? That's what the days are doing. So I think it's Tuesday. If it's not, then y'all just act like it is, just for the rest of the day anyway. Today is Tuesday, man. One of the least respected days of the week. Nobody cares about Tuesday, except if it wasn't for tacos, we wouldn't care about Tuesday at all. Tacos are single-handedly keeping Tuesdays relevant. Single-handedly. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to it. And tacos are just Mexican sandwiches. Yeah, we really want to think. We'll talk it out in a minute. Good morning, man. The first thing I do, man, if I ain't sleeping with you, I'm speaking with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my morning off by doing that, man. Speaking to people, and the first three people that speak to me, of course, they get themselves a little something special, a little special stank on their morning, a little special stank on their good morning. It's completely unbrushed. Your good morning. If you one of the first three to speak, your good morning is coming from a place of no brush teeth. Oh, it's coming to you raw and unfiltered. That's what you're getting. So good morning. Winning the bronze medal this morning is Crystal Tasty Panel. Good morning, Crystal. Dolores Lewis or D-Lo or Dolo D. Lewis in the building, winning the silver medal. And getting the gold this morning is Candace Cox. Look at that smile. Look at that. That's $1,000,000 smile. Or at least 1,000. But it's worth it. It's a paid for smile. So she's winning the gold this morning. And then running up in here and speaking, but not winning medals this morning is Trouble, Marsha Copeland. Lisa Bazemore Bishop, good morning. Eartha Franita. So delicious. The Lisa Banks in the building. The real estate firm of Jackie Bright Riddick is in the building. Katrina Eva Tay is in the building. Lasha Unda in the building again. Roberta's in here, so be on your best behavior. And Sharon Anderson, good morning, man. So now, without tacos, Tuesday is Tuesday. You find a reason to enjoy Tuesdays. Find a reason to be excited for Tuesdays other than it's not Monday. Tuesdays are just not even a valid day of the week. If it was not for tacos, tacos single-handedly keep it Tuesdays together. And tacos are really just Mexican sandwiches. If we really sit down and think about it, it's a sandwich. Now we gotta really think about. We gotta redefine how we look at sandwiches, how we think about sandwiches. What is a sandwich? Because if we really think about it, if the qualifications of being a sandwich are meat in between two pieces of bread, and hamburgers are sandwiches. If you really want to take the time to really define what a sandwich is, subs are sandwiches because there's meat in between bread, right? Then the hamburger is a sandwich, and hate to break this to you, the hot dog is a sandwich. If we're going by the scientific definition of what is a sandwich, the hot dog is a sandwich. It's meat in between two pieces of bread. Now, what makes the hot dog unique is that it's almost open faced, because all the condiments are on the top. If you were to just go ahead and put the condiments on both sides of your hot dog bun, then that makes it a real sandwich. And if you really hood and you don't have a hot dog bun, you putting it in white bread anyway. The hot dog is a sandwich. It's a sandwich with one piece of bread. It's a one-piece sandwich. Y'all sit there and think on that thing. Y'all sit there and think on tacos are just a sandwich. with cornbread. It's a sandwich with cornbread. Or is it a wrap? What makes it that's just too many questions. Life is so hard, it's so difficult. It's hard to figure out what life is. These are the times we all wish for. These are the questions that keep us living in this life. What is a sandwich? So, moving on to other things. Yesterday, I went to the park. Katrina, how long do we need to think about it? You don't have to take a long time. So, your cookie is part of a sandwich. If you consider your legs to be bread, even if you consider your legs to be bread and your lady parts to be meat, then yeah, you just a walking sandwich. You just a walking sandwich, and then the men are just hot dogs. You just got them in there, depending on how you use it. Good question. Good question, Evate. Good question. If you were talking about your personal cookie, I don't know what you were talking about when you say my cookie, but that was what I took it to mean. Way to go! Way to go! Way to go! Wednesday on this here Tuesday, Evate. Way to go Wednesday on this here Tuesday. I went to a park yesterday. Here's what I've noticed. The richer you are, the better your park. The more affluent you are, the better your park services. If you poor, you got a poor park. Poor people don't get good parks. Poor children have to deal with parks that just aren't suitable. A rich park, you really know what type of neighborhood you in based on the park. If the park is all grass, get out of there. Get out of there. Murders happen there often. If they call it a park, but it's nothing but grass, it ain't no toys, ain't no swing set, ain't no bench, nothing, get out of there. That's not really a park. Murder happens in that area. You got to go to a good park, a park with waterfront. The better parks have water. You got ducks that are playing, sometimes some geese, children. The more affluent, the better the park. Never go to a poor park. Everybody owes their children the opportunity to go to a rich park. When you go to a poor park, the swings don't work in the poor park. It's always gonna have one swing that's always detached and it's hanging like gay hand. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch. You don't want that. You don't want your kids playing on a park with a gay hand swing. With a gay hand swing. Now, my kids yesterday were at the park, Douglas Park, and they call it a park, but it's really just an outdoor area. Most of the rides still work. It's okay. Now, I've been to a park in Suffolk, in the Harborview area of Suffolk, Virginia. Beautiful region. Wonderful area. That part, there was people fishing. There was kids out there enjoying life, singing songs of merriment. I had never seen a singing group just out. They were just out singing songs of merriment. They were smoking weed. It was all kinds of great stuff. Find yourself a good park to go to. Because yesterday was a perfect park day until it wasn't. Find yourself a good park. Parks are important. Never find you a park with gay hand swing. Now, here's the thing about parks. Parks aren't the same as they used to be. Kids can't be made men or women in the park no more. The park used to be a place that made a man out of you. No, park place, that's different. Now, here's the other part. If you ever go in a neighborhood that has park in it, definitely get out of there. Definitely get out. Any neighborhood that has park in it, get out of there. Park Place, um, Tidewater Park, in those parks are not the parks you want. That's what throws white people off. They go, "Ooh, let's go to Tidewater Park." And then they end up buying crack and getting shot at. They had no idea that was gonna happen. It's the wrong park, man. Lincoln Park, all of these, any kind of park, stay out of. Don't go to any park. Project Parks, Diggs Park, definitely not. No, Park View, No, stay out of those. Those are the wrong parks. Any neighborhood named park is bad. Also, any neighborhood named garden. If it's got garden in it, it's just a project. They just trying to make it sound like it's not a project. Any kind of garden, siesta gardens, bush gardens, stay out of them. Go to a real park. Go to a real park. Look them up. You can look up parks. Sleepy Hole Park. It's a beautiful park. It's nestled away. Here's the thing about parks. This is why I don't respect parks the way I used to. Parks used to make a man out of you. You used to be able to go to a park and as a kid, and you knew this was a place you're gonna have to prove yourself as a human being. Your parents are gonna drop you off with other kids, and you're gonna have to prove yourself. There were things you were gonna have to do to prove your kiddom and become a man or a woman. A game of freeze tag was gonna break out. You had to be prepared for it. You already knew what was gonna happen. There's gonna be a game of freeze tag that was gonna happen at some point. If you weren't prepared, you were gonna lose out. Freeze tag was gonna happen. Oh, Chesapeake City Park is great. Chesapeake City Park is great. They got a wooded forest back there. Yeah, it's a perfect place to cheat. If you're gonna go out there and have yourself some public sex, Chesapeake City Park is the place to go. Go after dark. Yeah. It's one way in, one way out. People can't go. You got woods back there. Go out there and have yourself some nature sex. End up getting, ain't nothing like leaving some nature sex and having mosquito bites all over yourself. It's good job. It's good loving. I read about it. Good loving. Great point, Delisa. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Cheating and smoking in the car. Walking and meditating is what Lasha Hunda says she goes out there. I'm just telling you, Lasha Hunda, if you go after dark, there's a lot of hunching. Lots of hunching. It ain't necessarily in-car hunch. You can get out there and get you some open air hunching. That's what people aren't doing enough of. Enough people aren't open air hunching. Not enough people doing it outside no more. Used to be a rite of passage. Used to be a rite of passage for young people. Young people get out there and be natural in nature. They used to be natural in nature. You get out there late at night, you find yourself a young lady, you still live with your parents, so you couldn't have them in your mama house, so you would take them out to the park and stroke them up. You would ask them politely, would you mind if I stroke you up? I don't mind. And when you're young and you're still lightweight, you can have sex on a swing. There's nothing like the highs and lows of sex on a swing. Both of y'all get on the swing, not that pamper swing. Don't get on the pamper swing. You can't have sex in the pamper. Y'all know what the pamper swing is. The pamper swing is the one where you get in there and you got to put both your legs in. It's made for little babies, and their legs be just hanging like this. They kind of dangle in the swing. You can't do that. But when you young and virile, both of y'all still lightweight. You get in the swing, you put her in the swing, and then you swing while you're swinging. Oh man, you let nature take control of the stroking, Orlando. That's a good job. Yeah, don't get in that baby. Don't try to do it in the baby swing. Don't do it in there because your legs will just be dangling. Only one of y'all could get in there. But both of y'all, when you're young and virile, get on the swing and then swing a ling a ling. Swing your ding-a-ling. That's what you would do. But the parks ain't the same. The park used to be a place where you had to prove yourself as a child. You would go, there's a whole bunch of children in there you don't know, you ain't never met before. And there was no greater joy than going to a public park and running into somebody from school, running into somebody you know. Both of y'all are at this park together at the same time. Y'all both have made it out of the hood. You no longer on that slide in your neighborhood. No, not Young's Park. That's dangerous out there. That's not the kind of park we're talking about. If you see one of your friends in that kind of park, both of y'all now have a drug problem and y'all need to discuss it. Y'all will probably need to go to rehab of some sort. Talking about a regular park. You and one of your friends, you meet up with a friend or two at the park. That's good times. Y'all playing freeze tag with kids you don't know. It's always somebody daring you. This is what made you a kid. The peer pressure at the park made you get at least these are things I research a lot. I also know a lot about diets. I know different diets, but I don't. These are things I just happen to know. I read a lot. Do a lot of reading. A lot of Eric Jerome Dickey books. I read all 50 Shades of Grey. I read all of them. I know a lot of these things. The park, back to the park. Everybody's trying to throw shade at me just because I've researched sex at a level most people don't research it. Now, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, the park used to be a place that established your manhood or your womanhood. You had to deal with peer pressure for the first time. You knew you couldn't do the monkey bars. You already knew. You knew you couldn't do the monkey bars. You knew you didn't have the upper body strength to do the monkey bars. But there's always somebody that's going to force you to do the monkey bars. Because that's what those kids did back then. They made you do it till you fell off and broke your arm. Until you fall off and break your arm at the monkey bars, you weren't really a man. That's what they did back then. All the strippers, you knew, you could tell who was going to be a stripper even at that young age of us going to the park. Because they used to have that one thing at the top of the apparatus that was just a pole to slide down. And those young girls who could really work that pole at the age of 7, you didn't know it in your heart that she was going to be a stripper. But when she became one later on, when she became a stripper later on, you started playing it back in your mind. She really could twirl that pole. She really worked the pole better than anybody you knew. It was always that little girl that could slide up the pole. She didn't have to take the steps. When you was chunky and you didn't have that ability, all you was doing really was jumping off. The pole was just in the way. You had to go and walk all the way up the steps, jump on the pole, run back around. But there was always that one girl. I don't know if her mama taught her at home, if it ran in the family, and she had stripper in her bloodline. And she would just climb back up the pole. Sharon is right, the merry-go-round. Here's the thing about the merry-go-round. The merry-go-round, it was always a bully. 2 or 3 bullies, kids who had no business being at the park, way past the park age limit. And they were stronger than everybody. And they would make all the little kids get on there, and they would spin the kids around until somebody threw up or they fell off and broke an arm. The key to going to a playground back then was breaking your arms. La Segunda, if you could slide up and down the pole then, you still got it in you. Those pole skills never leave. So I don't want to hear any excuses when you say you need a second job and some other ways to make money. Those pole skills never go away. They would keep spinning it and spinning it and spinning it until it became like a turtle wheel, and you would just be stuck on there. You couldn't get on there. You'd be just in there for your life. And that was how it was. That was how it was. You correct, Marche. The slides were made of metal. That slide was made out of metal. And if you try to slide down it in the summertime, it smelled like bacon was frying. Your skin with that hot metal, bacon. That thing wasn't right. It wasn't right. And all the paint on it was lead paint. That's why a lot of us ended off wrong. That was what it is. You get 3rd-degree burns on there, but you went back every day. And now we try to figure out why our kids aren't made the way that we were made. Why they so susceptible. And now we try to figure out why our kids now susceptible to disease and all that stuff, because they don't have that no more. Kids don't even go outside. When they go outside, we protecting them outside. You wonder why our kids is retarded and allergic to stuff like food. We won't never allergic to food. You can't think back to their kid in your day that had a peanut allergy. You can't find one. You find me one kid that was allergic to food. Nope. But now, James, you right. You right, James. Everything is plastic in there. You go to a park now, everything is there to protect the kids. All the apparatuses are made out of a cool, temperature controlled plastic. You can't even get that stuff hot. Now they got little rubber pieces on the ground, wood chips, in case a kid falls and they can bounce back up. Rubber. You see it, Lakeisha. The ground is rubber. So that if a kid hits it, they bounce back up. What's the point of going? What's the point of going to the park if you take all the danger out of it? Kids come back from the park, don't even smell like outside. And shoes ain't scuffed, nothing. You can't tell these kids play outside no more. These kids play outside and still look like inside. You're supposed to have a kid. There's a natural funk that's supposed to come with playing outside. James, come on, James, tell them about it. You're supposed to be able to look at a girl's knees and the blackness of her knees. All these kids now got the same color legs. All their legs is the same color all the way through. Those girl knees were supposed to be black as tar. That's what their knees are supposed to be. Noir. Not no more. These kids don't play. They don't go outside. You can't scrape your knees up on the Xbox. Everybody's afraid of a liability. It's supposed to be liable. James, I don't even know if they black from rug burns at this point in time now. I don't even know if the ladies are participating in rug burns. This is a new classic dark knees and dark elbows. You can't find it no more. James, I don't even know if this new class of lady is doing that. Now they ain't getting on the floor. This new class of lady is bed only. Maybe a sofa. And some knee pads. They worried about it. When the last time somebody called out of work because they got oversexed? Other than probably Marche. Nobody. These people ain't taking risk in the bedroom no more. They got these headboards now that you can't get your head stuck in. Well, James, it's crazy out here, James. I feel sorry for the people who participate in those activities. Because people ain't giving their own. They ain't giving their all no more. They're not. Nobody is out there giving their all. And that's what you want. You want people to give their all. I'm out here. I'm talking and I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and you know what she told me? The key is communication. Let's take it to a serious note right now. Let's take it to a serious note. I know a lot of y'all have reached the age where almost doesn't count. I'm just gonna give you what I got. I can't give you everything you need. I'm not giving you the best of me no more. I'm giving you this. I know we've gone. I know we've gone from Piccadilly where there was a variety of things you could get to take a plate. 4 items. We go. You used to be, a lot of y'all used to be sexual Piccadillys. So that you can get everything, anything you want. The variety of a sexual Piccadilly. Now, there's nothing. Some of you used to be a sexual Golden Corral. But now y'all become hot now. All you got is this burger right here. Hot now. Y'all remember Hot Now? Hot Now was 39-cent hamburgers, and you had to get it that way. You couldn't make any alterations. They didn't care if you didn't like mustard or onions. You're getting it on this burger. It's 39 cents. But you don't have it no more. What you're getting is hot now. I'm hot right now. You better get it now. Better get it before I cool off. Anybody giving they all? And so we had a discussion. I had a discussion with a friend of mine yesterday. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to be on here long. this is going to take a serious turn. We talked about communication in relationships. We discussed why men cheat. We discussed a very important part of relationships. And ladies, y'all I need y'all to help us with this. I need y'all to help us with this. I need ladies to give some ways, some suggestions for men to still find their spouse or significant other sexually attractive late into the relationship. We were trying to figure out why white men cheat, because we all know that black men don't cheat. We were trying to figure out why it is that white men get out here and cheat. She was concerned. She said that her husband no longer saw her as a woman. He only saw her as a wife and a mom, more of a mom. And I said this, and y'all help me understand it. James, you ain't here, James. You a man, and I believe you married. What is it? How do you convince men to make sure they still see they wife slash mother, their children as a woman? Because one of the things that I know is that from some of the people that I talk to who have cheated, they've disconnected or they cheat. And this is gonna sound weird, ladies. Y'all listen to what I'm saying on this one. Some men cheat out of respect. I gave that a second to come through. I want to make sure everybody got it. Some men cheat out of respect. Some men cheat because they respect you more than some of the actions. I knew the what's were coming. Some men cheat out of respect. Some men have sexual things that they want to do that they respect their wife, the mom of their kids, or other things too much to do them to her. I said it. I said it. I said it. Y'all see, ladies, this is the thing. Y'all don't want to accept it. There are certain, and I'm not saying all men. I'm definitely not saying black men, because black men don't cheat. But there are some men who cheat, and the person that they are sexually having the affair with mean absolutely nothing to them. It's just an opportunity for them to do something to somebody that they feel too much respect to do to their wife or the mother of their kids. Not always, Yana. And here's the thing. Yana says they did those things before they became the mother of their children. Correct. However, sometimes there's a level of respect when you look at it. Here's the thing. We can be honest on this morning. And we be honest. Now, I agree. But here's the thing. Sometimes the communication is difficult. Sometimes the communication is difficult. Sometimes it's hard for a man to come and say, "Hey, girl, I just want to stick it in your ear. I've had this fetish. I've been wanting I've been wanting to release myself in somebody's ear." And then how do you tell her? How do you tell her, "I want to put it in your ear"? Why get married if you haven't discussed those things important to you? Right. But remember, sexual appetites, sexual appetites sometimes change. James is bringing up a great point. Sometimes, ladies, y'all not maintaining the level of sex that y'all was getting before y'all got married. Sometimes he tired of you coming in there. That's what it is. It's something you enjoy, Francine. Sometimes y'all coming to bed ain't enticing. Sometimes it ain't enticing. Sometimes you come to bed with that bonnet and he's just like, "You know what? I don't want that." And the side chick is coming out that Jake with butt out thongs every night. Every time he go to his side chick house, she put in a little effort. She put on a little something strapless, a little something level. And you like, okay, all right, let me give her all this. She means absolutely nothing to him, but he get to work out all those sexual fantasies. He can do anything to her. Sometimes he gonna go and he gonna cheat because he say something to you. Y'all gotta remember, ladies, I'll tell y'all now, men pay attention to stuff that you say, even when you think they don't. When y'all watching TV, and something happen on the scene in a movie, and y'all be like, oh, that is nasty. I would never. He heard you. Just remember, he heard you. When that Dietrich Hatton video came out and she bent it over and put it on him, and you watch, you like, oh, I would never do something like that. Inside, he was like, I wish she would do something like that. But he heard you say you would never. We know we grown up here, unless PJ's watching. But when he asked to go Roto-Rooter, when somebody says, when they watching TV, you watching Divorce Court, and she was like, he just wanting to keep putting it in the back. And when he trying to put luggage in your trunk, and you like, oh no, I keeps my trunk, nothing goes in my trunk. He heard you when you said it. It is rough. I think a lot, and I'm not saying that this is every man. I'm just telling y'all that communication is so key. Ladies, you got to let them know. Now, here's the thing. BDSM, it's a whole chart. I wonder how many men have cheated because they feel like they wanted to be spanked and they wife couldn't do it. Or they don't understand. Like, ladies, y'all got to tell them too. Everybody got to tell everybody. Now we're going too far, Marche. We're not plugging stuff. But if that's for you, fellas, that's for you. But just for me, ain't gonna be no pegging. No, I don't even play that game in Cracker Barrel with the pegs. I don't want it. And she heard when you said, yeah, oh yeah. Listen, we drawing lines, Tasha. I don't even understand what that does. I don't even understand how they get in there. There's too much. Those can get lost in there. You don't know what in there. That's crazy. Some men like that, but they're afraid of what their woman may say. Yeah. So you don't go to your woman. That's what I'm telling you. So if it's a man that likes that kind of stuff, they not going to their woman and telling her to do it because they're afraid of what she gonna say. Now you got to wash the dishes all the time because you the lady of the house. So they just go out and find some rando. Who cares what they say? The beads have a string. I get that, Lasha Hunda. And we going a little deep. This pause. No pun intended. We going a little deep. I don't understand how they get in there. Whether they got a string or not. How do they get in there? I don't. Do you suction them in? Like, I don't. It's not for me. Not for me. And that's the other thing. Man, James, that is an amazing thing. Women, y'all got to be careful how y'all respond to y'all man when you get angry. James is telling the truth. Because y'all are getting mad. Y'all are getting mad and just be like, that's why you're just like your daddy. You take it up the hind parts just like your daddy. Whoa, wait a minute. Why? in public with my cousins in here. Lasha, it don't make sense. Why is we pushing beads in there? I'm Levert, we moving away. Matter of fact, I don't even want to see a pearl necklace no more. I don't. No beads, no bangles. Matter of fact, I ain't even wearing mine no more. I don't know what's happening. Now, listen, I don't know how we got here. And we were just talking about the playground. And I guess somebody was like, your body's a playground. I don't know. I don't know how this happened. But so, ladies, tell me, what are the strategies? What do y'all do? What is the open communication? Because here's the thing, the communication got to be open. How do you make yourself, and fellas the same way, because it's got to go it goes both ways. Well, James Marche is here. What do women get out of playing in a? Marche said that it really got grown really fast on this show. So do you ask? You got to ask first. You got to be like, hey, that's wild. Open communication and not being afraid of the answer. Open communication and not being afraid of the answer. That's the key. Openly communicate, not being afraid of the answer. Fellas, when you ask her, ladies, when you ask him what's your fantasy and he say threesome, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for a threesome, and you can't take it personal. Man, James, you was right there with me at the same time. Ladies, you got to be ready for it, and you cannot take it personal. Tam said nope. See that? A big, huge nope. So now, when he go out and he have a threesome with two other people, it's crazy out here. Tam said, I am two other people. You be like, look at these wigs. You see these wigs? I'm all the people you need. So now he's scared. Everybody says no. See, that's how it go. Ladies, he came to you with the one thing he really want. The one thing I want is a threesome. Like, I want to explore. And you immediately came in and was like, no. I'm with the notes off the top. So now when you find out he was with two Brazilian baddies, it's got to be a white guy, because black men don't cheat. But I'm just telling you what happens. He came to you with his sexual fantasy, and you ridiculed him, and you made him feel wrong. So now he feel like he got to hide his sexual fantasy from you. Ladies, right now, if your man comes to you, he wouldn't be for you. Run. You leaving. Because he said, I want to bring in a couple of people. I want one with him and another man. What's his answer? Oh, man. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, ladies. Let me be honest with y'all. It makes the communication difficult. Because when you find out that your wife's gangbang Betty, it changes a little bit. If you could take the emotion out of it, man, that's crazy. James says, as long as we don't personally know him, let's get in here. James says, I'm in. I'm not in. When I start having relations, I pretty much feel like I'm gonna be a one penis in the room guy. I don't want them to get too close to each other. I can't have the two of them be close. I don't want to accidentally touch. You know, stuff gets messy and slippery in there, and I don't want to accidentally have mine touch his. It's just no reason for me ever to go sack to sack with another man. I can't do it. It's like Ghostbusters. You can't cross the streams. But not open relationships. See, so here's the thing about an open relationship. I think there's a difference between an open relationship. You don't want to see no man come in. You don't want to see a man come in and don't listen. You, I just believe for a man and maybe for a woman, I think that might be. I think that the threesomes and stuff like that is very difficult. You got to have a whole different level of self-esteem to allow somebody else to be with your wife. Even in a threesome, an open relationship, that's completely polygamy, polyamorous. That's completely different. Open relationships, that means you in a relationship with a couple of people. That's different than you just bringing a guy by. Hey, Mr. Maintenance Man. If you just bringing in a pipe layer, that's different. Those are two different things. You can't listen. I could only imagine you bringing in somebody and that man comes in and he do something to your wife that you can't do. If she yell out something, I never been hit there before. Whoa, wait a minute. I've never had anybody touch that part before. Wow. No, sir. No, sir. If she make a noise with him she ain't never made with you, she better become Helen Keller in this threesome. I'm gonna have a pleasure meter or something there, and mine's better be higher than his at all times. Ain't no way. That's crazy. That's the scary part. So you got to keep it. Listen, I like my sex like I like my basketball, 1-on-1 with as little dribbling as possible. You can be confident in yourself and then notice. Listen, there's a slam dunk competition every year, and everybody that enters the slam dunk competition thinks they the best. Then everybody comes and they make a dunk that they think ain't nobody out dunk. Then suddenly, here comes Michael Jordan. You're not gonna find Michael Jordan come in. I didn't know, sir. Ain't gonna happen. It's gonna turn into a murder scene. It started off as a good time, ended up as a murder. Open communication. So adding somebody to the relationship, we're gonna continue this conversation, I think, on the mall. Adding somebody to the relationship is a no. Ladies, are you willing, and even fellas, ladies, are you willing to do one of your sexual no's if it pleases your partner? Are you willing to do one of your sexual no's to please your partner? We think everybody nasty. And we think everybody nasty. We say stuff like everybody grown. But a lot of people are real vanilla in that room. A lot of people. Until you realize some of the stuff that people out here doing, most people are real vanilla. We think most people are Caucasian cooks. We think we got it spiced up until we go to a black house and we realize, oh Lord, there's way more spices out here. Most of us are salt and pepper with our spice. We talking about we adding a little spice. We most of the time we just salt and pepper, maybe some Lowry's. Most of us until we go to that freak's family, until we meet a freak, you like, you doing what? Your toes go well every time. The third part is rough. If he needs more than me, he's not for me. Wow. That's interesting because but if he ever whoa. If he ever wants another guest at our party, the party is over and he can go. Like, and see, that's the whole thing. And so that's the kind of attitude. I'm not saying that it's bad. I just think that's why there are some men that cheat because they be like, I could never ask my wife to do this. I'm only doing this because, and that's how they rationalize it. That doesn't make them right. I think that's how they rationalize it. That's so interesting, man. Are we willing to have the open communications? Are we willing to have the open communications as adults in relationships? And not me, because I'm not doing that. But when I start, will I be willing to sit down with that lady and say, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. These are some things that I need. This is something that I just want to try. I don't even know if I like it. I don't even know if I like it, but I like to see. Let's see what's happening back there. It's even things that men have been trained to realize. Like there's some men who will it's for example, some men feel like if you decide to sing, if you decide to take a solo, if you literally decide to go ahead and take a solo, if you decide to grab the microphone and sing a solo, some women don't finish the solo. Well, they get to the crescendo, but you don't stop. You know, sometimes you don't take all the lyrics in. Sometimes you discard some of the lyrics. Sometimes you spit some of the lyrics away. You know, every now and again there's a lady who'll take all the lyrics in and take them all away in. Some men need their song finished, and some ladies just be like, these lyrics, no. What do you do? Cause she don't do that. It's crazy. Some ladies don't finish the song. Some ladies don't finish the song. You got to there's a school of thought for some men that you got to finish the song. Why are you fading out early? Some people want a radio edit. I don't need a radio edit. Give me the full version. Never Would Have Made It has a radio version and a full edit. That full edit's more powerful. That radio version leaves out so much. Give me the full version. And that's why you end up with background singers. That's why they end up being background singers. And then do the extended version. Come back in. Come back in for an encore. Your granddaddy, heck of a man. My granddaddy never taught me this lesson, but if my granddaddy had taught me this, it would have changed my whole opinion. You got to have three ladies in your life. One that's ready, one that stays at home, and then the one you got to pay for. Well, Lord. Well, Lord, granddaddy. My granddaddy just told me to go to church. And James says, I'm going to finish my plate. And see, that's the difference. Men are required to clean their plate before they leave the table. But ladies, you ain't even finishing the solo. We got to talk about it. We got to know. Lasha Una's grandmama said, always have a space. Fellas, let me tell y'all this right now. And I love all the ladies that's in this chat. I love all the ladies in the world. I do. They got one in the pocket. Ladies, keep a spare. We always talk about men. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm gonna end it on this. Ladies, keep a spare. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Ladies, keep a spare. That's why whenever y'all had that breakup, she got somebody 37 seconds later. Ladies, keep a spare. You say what y'all want to, ladies, and I know y'all gonna try to defend yourselves and say that y'all don't. But them ladies keep a spare. They keep one. They keep one. We're gonna talk about it more tomorrow. We're gonna talk about it more tomorrow. Let me see who's calling me. Hello? This me. I'll be there. Gotcha. That was my doctor's office telling me I got an appointment tomorrow. They worse. They done sent me 5 emails, and I don't understand, why do you send me the email saying confirm your appointment? Then you confirm your appointment, and then they still call you and ask you, are you coming to the appointment? They worse. They is worse. Then they told them, make sure you bring your medicine or a list. Which one? Of course I'm bringing a list. Matter of fact, y'all gave me the medicines. But that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna get out of here on a lighter note. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about bowling, because the ladies are always available to pick up that spare. No matter what they may tell you, fellas, that lady always got that spare. They always got that spare. Real quick, in case you haven't seen on Instagram, my daughter, it took me a whole week before I could really come to grips with my daughter's graduations, her whole situation of graduating over there. And so I finally made a little recap video. You might have to watch it twice because I let some of the first part go. And then I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to hear the sound. But it took me a week to get used to it and let it go. Let's play it. To you have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style, but when you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart. And I thought I was so smart. You will come, dear. All right, and now this is just I just love this whole video. I don't know if y'all can hear the song in behind it. I did not cry at the graduation. I did keep back from crying at the graduation. I didn't cry at the graduation, but I just made the video because that's my girl. Listen, now there's a part in this video I almost cried. Now listen, I timed this video perfectly. Then listen, my skills of editing on this video was on 1,000. You hear me? I made this thing to make myself cry, but I'll give y'all just a real quick recap of everything in the video. Of course, this is me and her before graduation. We getting ready to go in. We was just both fly. So we just Theodosia, what to say to you. That's the moment where she got her I know you can't see it because it's there, but that's her actually getting her diploma. You have my eyes. That's her holding her. You have your mother's name. But look at that. You have my eyes. Look at how I got her with the eyes. They look crazy right there, but that was it. That was crazy eyes, but I got her. You have my eyes. You see that?
When you came into the world, you cried.
Now that's her and her grandmother. That's her and her grandmother. Of course, she couldn't take a picture with my mama because my mama was in the cabinet during graduation. So she wasn't able to be there because I didn't take out. It's my fault. I should have brought her, but I just didn't. And I thought it might have been a little strange. So I left my mama in the cabinet. But that's neither here nor there. But that's her grandmother on her mother's side.
And it broke my heart.
Oh, the white woman was her mom. I'm playing. That's not her mom. The white woman was her favorite teacher. If you look in the back, that's Candace. I don't know what face that is she's making back there. But that's just a random picture. That's me and both the kids. That's the girl child. That's the boy child. Now, the boy child decided to wear my hat, and he looked strikingly like me at that point. If you look, this right here is that one where you take the picture and you can't deny your child. Yeah, that's my boy child.
I'm dedicating every.
This was before graduation, the day before, and I just thought it was pretty that she had the flowers in her dress.
Day.
And that's her showing her little goofy personality.
To you, domestic life.
That's both of us just being silly. We had nothing else to do.
Was never quite my style, but when you smile.
Did you see how this came in on the When You Smile? That is award-winning editing. The When You Smile, and then you come to this picture right here. Woo! The When You Smile, and then she came in. Y'all, listen. I don't care how you feel about me. Nigga, I'm talented.
You knock me out, I fall apart. And I thought I was so smart.
And smart, and that's the whole class right there. That was me. That was me. Y'all say what I want to say. I'm all right with it. I am okay. There you go. And that was it. And that was it. Then tomorrow's a hunch day. So we're going to get up there. We're going to talk about hunching tomorrow, even more than we did today. Award-winning editing. You give it to me. Give me what I am, Shannon. Give me what I did. Hey, James, huh? Y'all saw what I did. I put the key in the lock and I turned it. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw. Tomorrow's gonna be lit. Tomorrow, tell somebody to tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow we going all the way in. We finna discuss hunching as adults. Leave your kids at home tomorrow. We gonna talk about it. We gonna put it all out there. I might literally put it on the table tomorrow. I might literally throw my nuts on the table. Just slap my meat on the table. We're gonna come right on in, and that's all y'all gonna hear. Yeah, they did kick me out of my apartment. I only had a couple of days in there. That was crazy. We going all the way. Tune in naked. Tune in. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. We going in tomorrow. Share it. Bring somebody with you. We're gonna have a good time. Till then, man, y'all have a fantastic day, man. I'm getting ready to end it with an awkward pause.